we can control our own actions. If I want to lock myself in a room and not participate in life, I can control a lot of what does not occur. I guess it'll control what does occur as well, but that may not be the designated outcome. And we kind of dive into that, but I want to say, we'll dive in and out of, I'll say attempting to control, and it's all a fucking attempt. None of us are really controlling shit except our own actions. And that is what we need to own, and we'll get into. So, it feels, trying to control things feels like strength. It feels like being on top of things, having a plan, making sure nothing's going wrong. But for a lot of us, control isn't about strength. It's about fear. It's something Jason brings up quite a bit in these conversations we have. So much of what we do is driven by fear. And it's about trying to manage the outcomes, people, and situations so we don't feel uncomfortable, uncertain, or exposed. And the problem is, the more we try to control, the more frustrated, stressed, and disconnected we become, because, to my earlier point, we're not controlling anything but our own actions. So anyway, today we're going to try to break that down, why we try to do it, where it's coming from, and why it works against us more than it's actually helping us. So kind of defining what we're talking about when we say control is trying to manage an outcome, especially one that we don't fully own, which is most outcomes. We control how we perform in that moment, but not what's going to happen after. There's too many external circumstances occurring at all times around us. It's an attempt to reduce uncertainty, risk, and emotional discomfort. It's a response, often a response to discomfort, definitely not confidence. And I think in my life, this has gone along with the humility piece. When I say humility, I mean being able to accept that you could be wrong about anything at any time, which is also being open-minded. So many of us say, "Oh, I'm open-minded," but there's definitely answers that you have before questions are ever asked, and you are not going to change those things. And in that, you cannot be considered open-minded. So knowing that anything could change for me at any time if presented different information that I haven't come across, and in that has come humility. I think a lot of my life's mission is about humility. Losing Joel has definitely taught me a extraordinary amount about humility. It definitely taught me about how little I have control over. And that's why I bring that up in this whole thing. We don't control shit. We control our bodies, and that's it. And, I spend a lot of time, I think a lot of people do. And, like the opening says, it's just an attempt to settle fear. I'm planning so that I don't have an accident, or if I do have an accident, I'll be prepared for it. Or, if something bad happens to my house, I'll be ready. If I fall when I go out, if I get hit by a car, all this shit, we're just really trying
Which
to
is not unintelligent.
But it takes control of us, and that fear for sure takes control of us, and it dictates what we are and aren't doing. The fear of things going wrong or being judged, fear of failing, and it's coming from our past negative experiences, and it's a lack of trust in others, the process we're involved in, or ourselves. And and this is big for me. It's an attempt to substitute for trust. And I'd often lack trust that everything's going to be all right. And you and I, you're really good at it. And I'm always got like one eye open, like, I don't think so. You sure shit's going to work out? And you're like, bro, shit's just going to work out. I don't know how, but it's gonna. And so that's my experience with control. I had to just realize I don't control anything except my actions.